Hey Alpha, thanks for clicking on this. I appreciate you taking a moment to take a look at this short little video that I put together for you. I wanted to give you kind of a primer, if you will, of some of the stuff that we're going to be doing this weekend. It's the last Alpha, which is hard to believe. And we've got quite a bit of paperwork to do at the end, in addition to getting to celebrate baptisms this weekend. So a lot going on, and I wasn't there last week, so I wanted to take a moment to just explain to you exactly the expectations regarding what we call the Alpha Next Step Compass. Now, I know as hosts and shepherds, you guys got to see this last week. Briefly, maybe you even took it home and took a look at it. This week, I will be asking you as hosts, and I would ask that your guests as well, fill this out and turn it back into us so we can get a sense of how it's working and if it could even work. Like I said, we're experimenting. We're trying to get better at giving people the next step. And we all know that that's really important after Alpha, that they need to continue to grow and learn as God's leading them. And so the goal is that the next step compass would be filled out this Sunday night, preferably over dinner. I think there might be plenty of time there to do that. If they can't finish it over dinner, then you're welcome to go into small group time and talk with it and work with it there. There is the front side, which has the grid on it, and then there's also the back side, which has some questions to them. And the questions are great, and they're very, very helpful. The thing is, if you start to run out of time, the question that I want you to address specifically is question number 5. And let me read it to you. It says, of all the questions on the page, which seems most intriguing to dive into more deeply? What we're really getting there is that we want them to discover what their heart and what God is leading to for the next steps. So, and what we have also put together is kind of a host sharing guide. So say that everybody is really high on question number 3. They say that, you know what, they need a little bit more Bible education. They find it kind of a challenge to read the Bible. If you look at the sharing guide, which we provide for you, that has all these grids and everything on it, if you can look at question 3 and say, okay, my guests are really struggling with how to read the Bible. So I can look at this list, and there are several things listed here that would be good options for them to do next after Alpha so they can learn how to read the Bible. That's kind of the goal of this sheet. Now, there are some additional questions on the far right-hand side that kind of just let you ask the group, you know, are you interested in doing homework? Are you okay with meeting on a weekly basis? Those kinds of commitment questions, and that will lead you to a better understanding of what course would be right for them. Now, there's a good chance that you don't know every course that we have listed here, and you couldn't maybe even describe every one of them that's on this page. So what I have done for you is, dun dun dun, a yellow page. And the yellow page is this. It is a description of everything that is listed on that host help sheet, that the guide to sharing next steps. Everything that is listed on there is described on here. So you don't have to be the expert. Again, you don't have to have all the answers. It's the Alpha way, right? So the description will be on the yellow sheet. Your guests get to keep the yellow sheet at the end of the night so they have an understanding of exactly what the options are. I would encourage you to have them circle what they want to try next and figure that out as best they can. We know that some won't be able to do that, but if they can, please have them do that. Then, at the end of the night, you will turn in the white Alpha Next Steps compass to the shepherds or Holly and I so that we can get a sense of this and see how it works for folks. And of course, you will always also turn in your evaluations because we want to know what worked and what didn't. So it's a lot of information. So again, you're going to go through the compass. You've got resources there to look through. I would ask that you would look over those resources again, just to kind of familiarize yourself and say, okay, these are the questions I can ask, or these are the things that I could look for. And because really, this is your last great bit with your guests to kind of launch them into their next steps. So I can't begin to tell you how much I appreciate you and how much of an impact you have made over the last few weeks with your guests in Alpha. I know even if you haven't seen a lot of change in your guests, and I know some of you have seen big changes, but if you haven't seen a lot of change in some of your guests, just know that God is working, and we're hearing stuff all the time, and who knows what he's up to. So God bless. I cannot wait to see you Sunday night, and if you have any questions, give me a shout. All right, thanks guys. Talk soon. Bye-bye.